It's absolutely special, you know. I've boxed in crazy places as an amateur, you know, going away with Team GB to places I would never ever visit on holiday, India, the Bahamas, and seeing all these different cultures and corners of the world is amazing in itself. And I've never actually boxed in front of a home crowd, you know. I'm happy just to get the experience when I can, you know, and just take opportunities, take the right opportunities as well. It's important as well. Boxing's a business. It's the most important thing. I believe the lifestyle you live can be make or break. It can be the difference between a champion and just an average boxer, you know. And it's a shame, I see it a lot, especially in the amateurs and things. People think they can mix the two lifestyles, the partying, you know, often drugs as well. They've been my best friends growing up, and especially my dad being involved in teaching me to box ever since I could like walk really.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's where my focus and drive comes from. I've never known anything different, and I don't want to know anything different, you know. Yeah, I like to have a mix-up. I like to be aggressive now and again. I like to have an inside fight. I like to be on the back foot. I like to counter-punch. I like to go first. I think just whatever's put in front of me, I can adapt, and God willing, I will do that on Saturday again, just read the fight and do what I need to do to win.
Georgia O'Connor, you always look like a model. Pretty boxer. I've caught you off guard there, haven't I? How are you? October Red Boxing with the beautiful Georgia O'Connor. We're back here again for bout number 2.
Thank you very much. Can I just say how lovely it is to see yourself again as well. Really nice to have you here and back in Newcastle. Yeah, having my pro debut in Newcastle itself was amazing. To be here again is a dream come true. I'm still waiting to wake up from a dream, so yeah.
And that's what I mean. It was nice to break it through in Newcastle again with Savannah on the card, and you're back here again. What's it like to be boxing at home with all the home crowd there, the fans, the support? Tell us a little bit about that and the energy that it brings to you when you're in the ring.
It's absolutely special, you know. I've boxed in crazy places as an amateur, you know, going away with Team GB to places I would never ever visit on holiday, India, the Bahamas, and seeing all these different cultures and corners of the world is amazing in itself. And I've never actually boxed in front of a home crowd, you know. I was fast tracked as an amateur, and after 2 fights on the national team and things, so to be able to allow my family to see me and for it to be at home is really special, and it's something I'm really grateful for to Boxxer and Sky for giving me this platform.
When you had your first bout, obviously a really good performance. I really enjoyed that. Like I said, you boxed quite like a lad rather than a female. So having that then, what is it like when you're sitting around and you're waiting to get another date? How do you cope with that? Do you stay in camp? What is it like as a boxer when it's like, okay, I've got my debut out the way, I really want to go again, and then there's that period of just a little bit of silence before like dates on Saturday?
I understand. I'm still young, you know. I'm 20. I've just turned 22 in February. I'm still a baby in the sport, you know. So it's not like I'm desperate to be fast tracked or to have loads and loads of fights in a year. I'm happy just to get the experience when I can, you know, and just take opportunities, take the right opportunities as well. It's important as well. Boxing's a business. I just want to make the right moves and things. So for me, it's you know, and I always just train. I'm not wanting to go out and party and drink. I maybe drink once or twice a year. I'm the most boring 22-year-old, I believe, in the country, but that'll pay off, you know. I've got plenty of time to party and enjoy myself when the hard work's done. So yeah, I don't find it too hard. I've always just trained, keep myself right, and just wait for the opportunities to arise.
I like that. It shows real discipline. Like you said, a 22-year-old, there's lots of other things that you could be doing. You could be out partying every weekend, but your focus, your purpose is boxing, and you live the life. How important is it as a fighter, somebody that's coming through, somebody that's in the amateurs, somebody that's watching this, how important is it to live that life of a boxer?
It's the most important thing. I believe the lifestyle you live can be make or break. It can be the difference between a champion and just an average boxer, you know. And it's a shame, I see it a lot, especially in the amateurs and things. People think they can mix the two lifestyles, the partying, you know, often drugs as well. And it's impossible to mix, you know. You're either a fighter, you live clean, and you do the right things, you say the right things, or you're something entirely different. I believe those two lifestyles will never mix, and I don't ever want to be involved in that side of things, you know. No disrespect to anyone that does, that's their choice. If that makes you happy, that's fine, but I don't want to be involved in it. I just want to live a clean life, live an honest life, and do well for my family, for myself, and inspire other people.
I like that. Where does that mindset come from? Where does that kind of like go-getter, focus, attitude? Is that what you were like as a kid? I mean, your words.
I would say my parents are my main influence. I would say Well, yeah, my parents, absolutely. You know, they've been my best friends growing up, and especially my dad being involved in teaching me to box ever since I could like walk, really. So I think that's where my focus and drive comes from. I've never known anything different, and I don't want to know anything different, you know. And I'm just really happy that my hard work's paid off, and to have my dad here watching me and having my face on the posters and things. When you see it, it's surreal. It's really, really special, as I said before, and it's an honour, an absolute honour.
And we talk about that surrealness, your face on the posters. So a flip side of it, you know what can happen in boxing. You can get, I don't know, one for a better word, too big for your boots. How do you then maintain that level of not letting your ego run away from itself? I mean, SkySports Boxing, massive platform to be on. So how do you then maintain that composure of literally pacing yourself to go through this boxing journey that you've chosen for your life path?
I've always just had the same mindset. At the end of the day, I'm a human being. I've got 2 arms, 2 legs. I'm not better than anyone else, and no one else is better than me. Like, you know, I've got respect for anyone, and anyone that supports me, you know, I'll try and give back to them. I always try and reply to my fans and things, and people that support me. I'll always try and give back to them, and I don't believe that I'll ever get too big-headed in things, because it always comes back to bite you in the bum. Do you know what I mean? But not just that. I don't like it when people get too, you know, clever and cocky and things. I have respect for my opponents, and as long as they respect me, it's just business, isn't it? And yeah, and you know, I've always said I wanted to inspire people, so I'll just always act how I would want people to follow me. If I can be honest, respectful, and show people that you don't have to be rough and tough and to be a boxer, you can still be polite and courteous, you can still have an academic life as well, and you know, anyone can do what they want to do, and I just want to prove that.
And that you will, I'm sure. You're quite the lady, you know, well-spoken, really polite, respectful, but that ain't you in the ring. Talk to us a little bit about your boxing style and what we can expect from you on Saturday.
Yeah, well,
completely different.
I have a bit of a mixed boxing style, I would say. There's not really just one specific thing that I do. As an amateur, I was quite tall for my weight. I boxed at between 69 and 75, so I would obviously use that. I can have a fight, I can be aggressive, but I don't want to get my face bashed in. If I can win a fight just using my jab and boxing, then I will do that. But yeah, I like to have a mix-up. I like to be aggressive now and again. I like to have an inside fight. I like to be on the back foot. I like to counter-punch. I like to go first. I think just whatever's put in front of me, I can adapt, and God willing, I will do that on Saturday again, just read the fight and do what I need to do to win.
Have you heard much about your opponent and done any homework, you and your team?
A little bit, yeah. I don't like to do too much, because I think if you overthink things, you know, it can make you too nervous and things. I just like to be relaxed, and, you know, as soon as that bell goes, I know what I need to do. She's a tough Argentinian, and I mean, Argentinians, South Americans, they don't come to lose. But I believe she'll come and she'll have a go, and I hope that plays into my hands. I can show some more skills. As my debut, the girl was very negative on the back foot, and I had to really think. It was quite awkward. So I'm hoping this time around it'll be different.
And let us know a little bit about that, because sometimes you think when somebody's on the back foot, and this is coming from a fan's point of view, you'd think you'd like that, because then you can almost use them like a punching bag. But it frustrates the boxers. Talk to us a little bit about that.
I mean, front foot and back foot fighters, there's positives in both of those. But I think when you have like an amateur pedigree and things, and you've boxed all over the world, I think people like myself would prefer someone to have a little bit of a go. It gives you an opportunity then to show your skills on the back foot as well as the front, you know, and it gives you like a more rounded approach to things rather than just doing one thing the whole fight, you know. And yeah, for me anyway, I think it's different individual to individual, but yeah, I prefer someone that would come at me and have a little bit of a go, I think.
Yeah, you're right then, because it's sort of like we see how you deal with that pressure, where like sometimes with the back foot fighter, you're waiting for them to sort of almost like counter punch you. It's like you're waiting on them to make a first move, even though one of the things you did say is punching first. How important is that? That is something that coaches often say, hit first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert with professional boxing and scoring things, but I have heard from multiple sources, you know, if the round's close, they'll almost always go with the front foot, the one who's aggressing and the one who's going first. So I think it's really important to maintain that as well. So,
Saturday night then, give us your predictions on your fight, and then we'll move to the headline of the card.
Well, I obviously believe I can win. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. How I get the win's not important. If the knockout comes, the knockout comes, but I will never ever go looking for it. If you go looking for a knockout, it never comes. If the opportunity is there, I'll do my best to take it, but as long as I win, get some rounds banked and gain valuable experience, then that's all I'm looking to do.
And then we'll move to the headline then. Savannah Marshall, someone that you're no stranger to, fighting on the same card. How do you see her bout going with her opponent? I ain't even going to try and pronounce her name because I'll get it wrong.
It's Femke Hermans, Belgian girl. Yeah, I think Femke is tough, and again, she's not here to lose. As she said, she wanted to bring the belt home to her fans, her family. But I personally think Savannah's too tough. I think she hits too hard, and I think she's got too much of a good boxing IQ. I'm predicting a KO in the early to middle rounds.
See, there's going to be one day when somebody else is going to be on your undercard and I'm going to be asking them to predict how you come out the other end. It is always a pleasure to speak to you, Georgia. I know you've got 700 interviews to do, but we'll definitely catch up fight night, and all the best for the weigh-in tomorrow.
Thank you so much. It's an honour talking to you. Thank you.
You're looking awesome.
Thank you so much.
No.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.